The modern processed meat industry is a masterpiece of chemical engineering designed to turn low-quality animal scraps into appetizing, shelf-stable products. Most consumers believe they are buying simple ham, turkey, or sausages, but the reality inside the packaging is often a metabolic disaster. Brands frequently use a process called advanced meat recovery, which uses high-pressure machinery to strip every last bit of tissue and gristle from the bone. This slurry is then reconstituted using binders, fillers, and a cocktail of synthetic additives to mimic the texture of whole muscle meat. By utilizing hidden ingredients like maltodextrin, carrageenan, and nitrates, these brands extend shelf life and enhance color at the expense of your health. Understanding what lies beneath the natural labels is the first step in protecting your body from the systemic inflammation and long-term risks associated with these industrial protein frauds. 1. Oscar Mayer Classic Wieners. Oscar Mayer is perhaps the most iconic name in American processed meat, but its classic wieners are a prime example of reconstituted protein. These hot dogs are often a blend of mechanically separated chicken, pork, and turkey. Mechanically separated meat is a paste-like product produced by forcing crushed bone and tissue through a sieve under high pressure. To give this paste a solid, snappy texture, the brand relies on sodium phosphates and sodium erythorbate. These chemicals act as emulsifiers and preservatives, but they can be taxing on the kidneys. Furthermore, the signature pink glow is maintained through sodium nitrite, a preservative that has been linked in numerous studies to an increased risk of colorectal cancer. When you eat a classic wiener, you are consuming a highly processed chemical emulsion that has been engineered for maximum shelf life rather than nutritional integrity. 2. Hillshire Farm Deli Select. Hillshire Farm markets its deli meats as a high-quality choice for sandwiches, but a close look at the ingredient list reveals a significant amount of added weight. Many of their ultra-thin slices are injected with a solution of water, salt, and modified cornstarch. This plumping allows the brand to sell less meat for a higher price while maintaining a moist mouthfeel. The hidden danger here is the inclusion of natural flavors and yeast extract, which are often used as loopholes to hide monosodium glutamate, MSG, or its derivatives. These additives are designed to trigger the reward centers in the brain, making the product craveable despite its low nutritional density. Additionally, the use of carrageenan as a thickener can disrupt the gut microbiome and trigger intestinal inflammation in sensitive individuals, turning a simple turkey sandwich into a digestive hurdle. 3. Hormel Spam. Spam has achieved cult status for its shelf stability, but that stability comes at a steep metabolic cost. The product is essentially a block of processed pork shoulder and ham held together with potato starch and massive amounts of sodium. A single serving contains nearly 1/3 of the daily recommended salt intake, which can lead to immediate fluid retention and increased blood pressure. What Hormel doesn't emphasize is the role of sodium nitrite in preventing the growth of botulism in the can. While necessary for safety in shelf-stable meats, these nitrites can convert into nitrosamines, carcinogenic compounds, when cooked at high heat. Because Spam is frequently fried, it becomes a delivery vehicle for these harmful substances. It is a zombie food that persists through chemistry, offering a dense hit of saturated fat and sodium without the micronutrients found in fresh, unprocessed pork. 4. Ballpark Franks. Ballpark Franks are famous for plumping when you grill them, but that expansion isn't a sign of quality, it's a sign of chemistry. The Franks are loaded with water and fillers that expand when heated. To keep the water trapped inside the meat matrix, the brand uses various phosphates. These inorganic phosphates are absorbed by the human body at a much higher rate than organic phosphorus found in whole foods. High levels of inorganic phosphates in the blood have been linked to accelerated aging, vascular calcification, and bone mineral loss. While the marketing focuses on the all-beef aspect, the reality is that the meat is often the trim, the fatty, connective tissue-heavy leftovers from the butchering process. This meat is then treated with corn syrup and potassium lactate to enhance flavor and prevent spoilage, resulting in a product that is more of a laboratory creation than a traditional sausage. 5. Smithfield Marinated Pork Tenderloin. Smithfield is one of the world's largest pork producers, and their pre-marinated tenderloins are a grocery store staple. However, these convenience meats are often injected with up to 20% of a flavoring solution. This solution is a cocktail of water, sodium phosphates, and natural flavorings that increase the weight of the product and the price you pay per pound. The marination process also hides the quality of the pork. By heavily seasoning the meat with salt, sugar, and acidic agents, the brand can use cuts that might otherwise be less desirable. This high sodium load, often exceeding 600 milligrams per serving, offsets the lean benefits of the tenderloin. For consumers with hypertension or heart concerns, these pre-seasoned meats represent a hidden salt trap that makes it nearly impossible to control daily sodium intake while enjoying a healthy protein. 6. Banquet brown end-served sausages. Banquet's frozen sausages are designed for speed, but they are a nutritional disaster in a box. These sausages are pre-cooked and then frozen, containing a mixture of pork, mechanically separated turkey, and soy protein concentrate. The soy protein is used as a cheap filler to increase the protein count on the label without the cost of real meat. To keep the sausages from becoming dry and rubbery during reheating, they are packed with fats and sugars, including dextrose and caramel color. Caramel color, particularly class 4, can contain 4-MeI, a chemical that the WHO has classified as possibly carcinogenic. The combination of industrial seed oils, sugar, and mechanically separated meat creates a pro-inflammatory breakfast that spikes insulin and burdens the liver with synthetic additives before the day has even truly begun. 7. Buddig original sliced meats. Buddig is known for its extremely cheap, small pouches of lunch meat, but the price reflects the industrial nature of the product. The meat is chopped and formed, meaning it is not a whole slice of turkey or ham, but rather a collection of meat bits that have been glued back together using food binders and starches. This meat glue, often transglutaminase or other protein binders, creates a uniform shape but lacks the natural fiber and structure of real muscle. Because the meat is so highly processed, it requires a significant amount of potassium lactate and sodium diacetate to prevent bacterial growth. These preservatives can give the meat a slightly chemical aftertaste, which is then masked with sugar and salt. It is the bottom tier of the processed meat world, offering very little nutritional value for its low price. 8. Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches. Jimmy Dean is the king of the frozen breakfast aisle, but their sausage patties are a complex mixture of pork, water, and seasonings that include monosodium glutamate and BHA/BHD. BHA, butylated hydroxyanisole, and BHD, butylated hydroxytoluene, are synthetic antioxidants used to prevent the fats in the meat from going rancid while sitting in a freezer for months. While the FDA permits these chemicals, they are considered endocrine disruptors by many international health organizations and are restricted in other countries. Consuming these daily means you are subjecting your hormonal system to a constant drip of synthetic preservatives. When combined with the refined flour of the biscuit and the processed cheese product, a Jimmy Dean sandwich becomes a triple threat of refined carbs, inflammatory fats, and chemical stabilizers that set a poor metabolic tone for the rest of the day. 9. Tyson Anytizers/chicken nuggets. Tyson's breaded chicken products often hide the true nature of the meat behind a thick layer of refined flour and industrial seed oils. Many of these nuggets are made from white meat chicken that has been ground into a slurry and mixed with soy protein and thickeners like sodium tripolyphosphate. This phosphate helps the chicken retain moisture during the deep frying process. The breading itself is often a source of hidden sugars and bleached flours, which spike blood glucose levels. Furthermore, the oils used to pre-fry these nuggets are typically soybean or corn oils, which are high in omega-6 fatty acids. When reheated at home, these oils can become further oxidized, leading to cellular stress and inflammation. You aren't just eating chicken. You are eating a vehicle for refined carbohydrates and unstable fats that provide very little of the satiety associated with whole food protein. 10. Land Offrost premium sliced meats. Despite the premium branding, Land Offrost often utilizes many of the same industrial shortcuts as its competitors. Their lunch meats are frequently water-added, meaning a significant portion of the weight is simply a salt and chemical brine. This brine is held in place by modified food starch and carrageenan. Modified food starch is a highly processed carbohydrate that can behave like sugar in the body, causing a minor insulin response. For diabetics or those trying to maintain a low glycemic diet, these hidden starches in meat can be a source of frustration. The brand also uses smoke flavor, which is a chemical shortcut to traditional wood smoking. Some liquid smoke preparations contain polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, which are known carcinogens. While marketed as a healthy deli choice, these meats are often just another industrial product designed for the shelf, not the cells. 11. Boar's Head, non-simplicity lines. While Boar's Head is often seen as the gold standard of the deli counter, not all of their products are created equal. While their simplicity line is better, many of their standard offerings still contain sodium erythorbate and sodium nitrite. In 2024, a major recall highlighted the risks inherent in large-scale deli meat production, even for premium brands. The scandal here is the perception of health versus reality. Because Boar's Head is sold at a premium price, consumers often assume it is free of the additives found in Oscar Mayer. However, many of their hams and bolognas still rely on the same chemical preservatives to ensure a long shelf life in the deli case. While the quality of the base meat may be higher, the metabolic impact of the nitrites and high sodium remains the same. It serves as a reminder that even at the high end of the market, processed meat is still a product defined by its additives. Trusting your butcher over the brand. The processed meat scandal is a reminder that in the world of industrial food, the label is often a mask. To avoid these hidden disasters, the best strategy is to move toward whole, unprocessed cuts of meat. Buying a whole chicken or a roast and slicing it yourself eliminates the need for carrageenan, nitrates, and meat glue. If you must buy deli meat, look for brands that are explicitly nitrate-free and have an ingredient list that reads like food, not a chemical inventory. Your health is built on the integrity of your protein. Don't let industrial brands hide the truth behind a natural label.